we're always handling everything. We're always handling everyone else's emotions and our own. But I always get the words of motivation more so than opportunities to be vulnerable. I always get told, you're so strong, rather than, oh my gosh, do you need support? Not even the fact that she was saying it, because I know she was saying it out of love and admiration. But I started thinking about it, and especially being a Black woman, we're always supposed to be strong. You know, we're always supposed to be strong and expected to be strong. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about topics some of us can very much relate to. Being that strong friend. Sometimes being the strong friend can be a lot, you know? And what is the strong friend, right? The strong friend is that person who you know who's always going through something. They seem to be so resilient, so put together, tough times never seem to faze them. And for me in particular, I consider myself one of my strong friends, where my friends tend to turn to me in regard to like advice, and they're going through tough times for emotional support and all those sort of things. But today we're going to be talking about why it's essential for us to also be selfish with ourselves. It's okay to be a little more selfish with our well-being and our time, especially if we are continuously the strong friend. You know, we're always handling everything. We're always handling everyone else's emotions and our own, carrying the burdens of everybody. And of course, we don't mind being the strong friend. Like we're nurturing by a fault. You know, it's not like we hate being the strong friend. We just give them that title because we care so much. But it's time for us to be a little selfish too. So point number one, the burden of strength. Because for me in particular, one thing always comes to mind when I think about me being a strong friend and that sort of thing. So one of my best friends in the entire world, she always used to label me as like being so strong and so strong. And growing up, I always thought like, okay, you know, like I thought it was a compliment. It can be a compliment if you see it as that perspective. But as time goes on, and as time went on, I felt like I was always getting that response every time I would, you know, vent about something I'm going through. My first response is like, you're so strong, you're so strong. And I guess it went to a point where it just started to really bother me, you know? And then like, not even the fact that she was saying it, because I know she was saying it out of love and admiration, but I started thinking about it, and especially being a Black woman, we're always supposed to be strong. You know, we're always supposed to be strong and expected to be strong. It's just like a title given to us. When I always hear you're so strong, I feel like I don't get enough emotional support in those scenarios. I get kind of the words of affirmation, like you're so strong, you're resilient. I always get told you're so strong, rather than, oh my gosh, do you need support? If we're seen as strong, we get less support. From my personal experience. Of course, all my friends are so supportive, emotionally caring, but I always get the words of motivation more so than opportunities to be vulnerable when I get that title of being strong. And being constantly seen as the strong friend can be emotionally exhausting, especially since we're just expected to have strength, expected to be able to give strength and embody it at all times. It can be very exhausting, and it's also neglecting our other parts of ourselves, our vulnerable parts of ourselves. And the consequences of that is that we keep putting our emotions, our emotional needs on the back burner. And I see it like kind of building up where I kind of hold everything in, and then it sometimes overpours. Recognizing our needs, right? And it's crucial to recognize that we deserve to have our emotional needs met as well. Our emotions deserve attention and care too. If we're always that emotionally supportive friend, it's because we chose to be. You know, we care about others, we show up for others. It's a part of our value system and our personality to be very caring and nurturing. That could be some parts of our personality and just who we are as individuals. So some of the signs of that is if you're feeling like, are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you feeling stressed? Are you feeling like you have the weight of the world? Are you feel like you're always carrying others' burdens? I felt like that this week. Not in regard to other people's burdens, but I felt so emotionally overwhelmed with so many different energies from different people. And I was just holding it all. I was just carrying it all. And when I would try to meet my emotional needs, it was too late. I had already went too far, and I had already held so much in that I started to just break down emotionally, and just needed to kind of build myself up rather than like having small pockets of self-care throughout. I would just handle everyone else and then handle me last, which should not be how it goes. So if you're feeling all those sorts of feelings like I have felt, overwhelmed, stressed, you're carrying the weight of the world, these are signs that you might need some self-care in your routine ASAP. Take a moment and think about you right now, how you're feeling in this moment. What do you need right now? What do you need right now to feel emotionally and mentally? What do you need right now to feel emotionally and mentally your best right now? What do you need from yourself? What do you need from others? What do you think you need right now to feel your best, to feel supported? Self-care is not selfish. We need to debunk the myth that self-care is selfish. And I typically think of selfishness, that term, more in a positive manner these days, because being selfish is taking care of yourself, focusing on yourself. Because typically it's always seen as a good thing for women to be selfless and whatever, and that means also like neglecting yourself. So self-care is not selfish. We all know the analogy about putting your own mask on first in an airplane, your own oxygen mask on first before you put on others. But it's funny because when I always think about the scenarios, I see myself putting the mask on other people first. Like, let me save them. Like, because in my head, I would think, oh no, why should I put my own mask on? Like, you would think, because like the heroes in movies put other people's mask on first. Like, let me save you, I'm the hero. If you don't prioritize yourself and put your mask on first, you won't be able to help other people if you don't fill your own cup first. Put your own mask on first. When we prioritize our self-care and fill up our own cup, we show up so much better in our lives and relationships. It's a happier life. We think kind of just taking on, holding burdens, and just enduring is a way to be resilient. No, actively participating in self-care, taking care of yourself, filling your own cup up enough to care for others as well, is true resilience. Like, point 4 is about setting boundaries. Establishing healthy boundaries with people is so crucial in self-care. At first, when you start to begin to set boundaries, it feels so weird. It feels awful. It feels like you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing. But all it means is you're prioritizing yourself. And even if it feels uncomfortable, that means that you're not used to doing that you're not used to prioritizing yourself. For example, one thing I used to struggle so much with was saying no to people. I would say yes to everything so I can make people feel good and be happy. And like, I'd be like, oh, I gotta say yes. I want to help out with that activity. I want to help you with that. Of course I can help, because I want to make their lives easier. But even when I knew I just didn't want to do it. But nowadays, I'm quick with a no. I am quick with a no. If I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it. It's not because I don't like you. It's because I just simply don't want to do it. And we're allowed to not want to do things. But some of us have been raised to believe if you say no, you're being selfish. No, that's not the case at all. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. There's no obligation to. Saying no to something you don't want to do is self-respect. So setting boundaries is a form of self-respect, not selfishness. Point number 5 is asking for help. Being the strong friend, as we are, being there for our friends seems so easy. Why can't we ask for help as well? We so easily give out our strength, our help, our support. We deserve some of that too. And some of us, including myself especially, who's like hyper independent and thinks, I don't need anyone else to help me. Like, I've always depended on myself and make myself super strong. I'm super strong and independent. I don't need anything, anyone, nothing. I've caught myself so many times yearning for support, but neglecting myself of it. I'm the only one neglecting myself of it. And it's okay to remind myself that I don't have all the answers. And it's okay to ask for support. It doesn't mean you're weak if you ask people for support. It just means you need support. So in these tough times, we can especially have open communications with people we care about. People who you've been a strong friend to, strong support system to. If you want more support from them individually, have open communication, because I'm sure we're all friends with people who are good people. If not, that's another conversation for another episode. But people who you care for care about you as well. You listen to them, they should listen to you as well. Open communication with healthy people is seamless. It's always scary to start conversations about boundaries and stuff, but ultimately with the healthy people in your lives, it'll be seamless. And you'll be like, whew, I was worried for no reason. I'm friends with open-minded people. It's an easy conversation. So overall, we've all been the strong friend at one point. If not, you have a strong friend who you lean on, who's in your head right now when you think of being that strong friend who supports you emotionally, you call for advice. That one friend, right? Think about if you're the strong friend or if you have a strong friend. They deserve support too. They need self-care as well. We need self-care as well to really fill our own cup and to be able to support others as well. Take care of our well-being. And then that also fosters more positive relationships around us. And if we're thriving and our relationships are thriving, life is more enjoyable. So I want to leave you with this message, okay? It's okay to be the strong friend. Heck, I believe I am a strong friend. But it's also okay to be selfish when it comes to your own well-being, okay? I encourage you to take one step today. I encourage you to make one small goal, whether that be a self-care goal, that could be getting yourself a coffee, doing a face mask, anything tiny if you want, establishing a boundary, or having an open conversation with someone you like, or journaling about your needs. Just do some kind of small step that embodies the idea that your well-being matters just as much as anyone else's. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. That was dramatic. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful, relatable. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more content like this. And hope you liked it. Let me know. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. All right, thank you. Bye.